What's the one pain point your audience keeps repeating? What's stopping you from identifying their pain to drive them to relief? Today, we're answering the question how to turn the pain they already feel into future transformation that increases your revenue. We're talking about pain based emotional messaging for increased sales. And it's coming from our blog this week called How Emotional Messaging Increases Your Sales. If you would like to follow along, you can go to shaycannon.com/emotion. That is shaycannon.com/emotion. Emotional messaging is highly important. It is something that corporations invest millions in just to understand how we buy emotionally, because that is how we buy emotionally. We don't use logic. We don't use need. We don't use any of these things. Emotion drives our purchases. And if you were to stop for a moment and think about something that you bought recently, think about the emotion that you experienced that made you go ahead and buy it. Even if it's things that you need, because guess what? There are things that we need to buy all the time that we do not buy, right? We skip over that to go and buy something that will make us feel good, right? We skip over stuff that we need because we feel like we don't need it right now because we don't feel what? A sense of urgency. So, feelings definitely, emotion definitely charges and drives purchases. And so we need to use that too. All right. So, yesterday we talked about the category fear based emotions. Okay. And I gave you the top three triggers of fear based emotions. We talked about what it is, why it's important, and I gave you 10 strategies on how to use fear based emotions in your messaging to drive action. Okay. Today is part two, and we're going to talk about pain based emotions. Okay. So, pain based emotions are some of the most profitable forces after fear based, because fear based is number one. Number two is pain based emotions. And so, it's some of the most profitable forces in marketing because they tap into the human desire for relief. When people reach their breaking points, frustrated from trying everything without success, overwhelmed by too much information, or confused about what to do next, they become highly motivated to find a way out. These emotions don't just create discomfort, they create urgency. The longer someone stays stuck in that pain loop, the more desperate they become for clarity, order, and ease. Businesses that understand the power of these emotions recognize that most buyers aren't searching for something new. They're searching for something that finally works. Pain based emotions drive action because they shift the focus from want. I'm sorry, let's try again. The Alabama came in the way. Want, WANT, okay, to need. When potential customers feel like your offer is the bridge out of their chaos, the decision to buy stops being optional and starts feeling necessary. All right. So that's pain based emotion. Let's go to my show notes because here on the morning show, I give you more. So let me pull up these show notes while Shawana Kennedy me no rude, but is distracting me in the DMs. But we are going to talk about first. I want to take you back to a past blog post, okay, where we talked about why pain sells, pain in particular. So you can go to shaycannon.com. I think it's /pain actually for that old blog post, and I'm going to put it at the top of the show notes for today so that you can reference that and go back to it. But we're talking about 10 strategies to use pain based emotional messaging to increase sales. The first strategy is magnify the breaking point. Okay? Magnify the breaking point. Highlight the moment where frustration shifts into desperation. Buyers act fast when they realize they've reached the end of what they can tolerate. Okay. A great example would be if doing it alone hasn't worked by now, it won't start magically working next week. I actually don't think that that's strong enough, but I think that this is a great one for Dr. LaFera. I think this is a great one for all of us, but especially when it comes to health, right? Because when we understand that people feel pain in health, like physical pain, when we start talking about the breaking point of pain, oh yeah, people tend to move, right? Think about why people gain weight and don't want to exercise to lose it, but as soon as they get threatened with that bypass surgery, they want to get on up and start walking all of a sudden, don't they? So, what kind of pain can you discuss and tell them about the breaking point of that pain so that you can catch them before they go into desperation and capture them to go ahead and buy your offer for relief now? So that was magnify the breaking point. Number two, mirror their mental chaos. So echo the frustration they're already drowning in. When they see their current state reflected back accurately, relief becomes irresistible. For example, you've downloaded every template, joined every challenge, and still feel like you're missing something. You know what I'm saying? So these most of these examples have to do with my people. Y'all have to find your own examples sometimes, okay? But whatever it is that you know that they have going on in their mind because they have tried everything and they still don't have relief, we want to pull that out, okay? Mirror what we know is going on in their mind. Okay? Number three, connect pain to identity. Connect pain to identity. So, frustration tends to fester. And when people believe that their lack of results means that they are failing, okay, reflect the truth. It reflects the truth that is kind of this system of nobody wants to be seen as a failure, right? And we have to tell them, like, it's not your skill, you know, certain things are not broken. What's happening is you just don't have the solution. I do. Let's get you out of pain. But when you give them a label, you start talking about that label that they don't want because they're in pain, they will hurry up and try to get out of pain, right? uh People, you know, when they start having inflammation, going back to Dr. LaFera, they start having energy issues and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're fine with symptoms, but when you start talking diagnosis, that's an identity diagnosis. And so they don't want that, right? They don't want that on their life, right? And so you have to definitely give them an identity that they do not want and tell them that you want to help them not have that label. Okay, that can happen for all of our businesses. For my business, you know, I know that my ideal clients don't want to be broke even though they're investing in a business, right? So they don't want to be a broke business owner. They don't want to be seen as not really having a business or playing at business or having an expensive hobby type of thing. So think about the identity your people don't want that's associated with the pain that they're in that you solve with your offer. Okay. So that was connect the pain to identity. Number four, trigger the desire for simplicity. Okay. Pain peaks when everything feels complicated, when it just feels like too much to do. You already in too much pain. Now you want me to do all this stuff too? I don't want to do it, right? Get somebody else to do it, whatever. But if you let clarity feel like the ultimate reward, you let your solution feel like not only is it going to get them out of pain, it's the simple and right choice. That's a great way to use pain. Okay. So an example was you don't need more tools, you need one clear path that works. So, you know, trying to figure out what tools you need, are you getting the right one, is it going to work? That feels like complexity. But when you say, hey, you don't need all that, all you need is this one thing that I have for you, come and get it. Okay. So that was trigger the desire for simplicity. Let's go to number five. Reveal the emotional drain of trial and error. Okay. Trying and failing, trying and failing, trying and failing repeatedly crushes hope. Show them that relief isn't about trying again, it's about trying differently or trying the right stuff. Okay. So, an example could be it's not your effort that's the problem, it's the method that you are using. Okay. So, try to change that into something for your business. That was revealed the emotional drain of trial and error. Let's go to number six. Show the emotional cost of failure fatigue. Okay. So repeated failure doesn't just waste time and it doesn't just crush hope. It actually is the reason why a lot of people just stop. They just stop. They feel like they're never going to get it right, so why should I keep trying, right? So it's hope, but it's like really just giving up. Okay, so tap into the ache of trying again and again without results before they get to a point that is their stopping point. So you start questioning the plan, but yourself, and what is this? You start questioning not the plan but yourself, and that's when businesses stop feeling like it's worth it to stay in business. Was an example. So that was show the emotional cost of failure fatigue. Let's go to number 7. Focus on the pressure cooker effect. Okay. When frustration starts to build faster than the progress, people implode or explode. And it feels like that pressure cooker, right? They can't take it no more. All of that. It's gonna something's gonna happen that's gonna be like a be all to be all is what it kind of feels like. So an example is it's that boiling point where every small task feels heavier and than the last task because nothing ever uh seems to move you forward, right? So it's that bubbling effect of things not going right for so long that it takes that heavy toll on you. So something explodes. It's like something got to give very very soon. That's a great strategy to use for storytelling too, y'all. You can use storytelling to build up that pressure cooker feeling. Number 8, turn the noise into numbness. When overwhelm hits its peak, people mentally shut down. Speak to that moment of silent surrender, right? You should know your clients well enough to understand at the point where they just go numb. They just stop trying. They just, what I'm saying? It might be temporary, it might be permanent, but your goal is to catch them before they reach that point, right? So an example could be you're so overloaded even thinking about fixing it feels impossible, right? We want to just start talking to them like I want to catch you before you just mentally shut down about it. Because one thing we know, I would even use some messaging like, hey, just because you shut down doesn't mean that your business doesn't need what it needs. Let's fix it, because the business is not going to wait for you, and life is not going to wait for you. So you don't have the luxury of shutting down. It's some stronger verbiage that you could kind of use, right? So that was turn the noise into numbness. Number 9 is link pain to lost purpose. Link pain to lost purpose. So extreme frustration disconnects people from why they started doing something in the first place, what their goal was, what their mission, their vision was. So show them what that loss feels like if they were to give up on that goal, that mission, that vision. Okay. So example messaging could be, you remember when your business used to excite you. Now it just exhausts you. Let me help you get back to the excitement. Or let me help you feel like you don't have a personal job, but that you start to feel like a real business owner type of thing. Okay. So that was link pain to lost purpose. Let's go to our final one, number 10. Reveal the loop of desperation. Okay, so we talked about getting to desperation. Let's talk about that loop of desperation. So the worst pain is realizing you've been stuck in the same cycle for months or even years, right? Some people some people go by feeling with a lot of stuff, especially those of you who don't gather data, those of you who don't live in reality. You don't really know how long stuff is going on, right? And so you might still have hope, which is why you're not paying attention to how long it's been going on. However, what we understand is when you're in survival mode, when you're in desperation, your behaviors and actions look different than if you were stable. Okay. So an example could be you wake up every Monday telling yourself this week will be different, and it never is. You're making decisions like blank, and it's costing you blank. Okay. So that's a great example. All right. You do have a chat GPT prompt, but it's the same one from yesterday. We can use that probably all week long. And it's just I am, enter your clarity statement. My ideal client is, enter their description. My offer, which is the offer you're using the pain messaging for, is, and you describe the offer, and then you say, give me recommendations that are uncommon but best, most impactful, and hugely converting ideas based on the following emotional based messaging strategies. And then you're going to insert all 10 strategies, and it's going to give you some recommendations for each one. All right. So the questions of the day are similar to yesterday. Put that here. And then let me go over here on YouTube and put the, I know I'm going to have to split this up. So let me grab that first question. And then let me grab the second question. Okay, now that's over there on YouTube also. But the question of the day, the questions of the day, the first one is, which emotion, frustration, overwhelm, or confusion, because those are the top three pain emotions, is shown most by your potential clients? And which two of the 10 what is it? It should be pain based strategies do you feel will raise the effectiveness of your emotional messaging to increase your sales? So those are the two questions. We're going to start with Dr. LaFera when I come back from giving you a recap of the 10. All right. So let's start the recap. 10 strategies to use pain based emotional messaging to increase sales. Number one, magnify their breaking point. Okay. Don't let them downplay it. Let them know, like, you're human. At some point, you're going to break. Let's discuss it and let's try to catch you before you break. Number two, mirror their mental chaos. You know what's going on in the minds of your clients. Go ahead and tell them, hey, are you feeling this? Is this what's going on? Is this the pain that you're in? Type of thing. Okay. Number three, connect pain to identity. The pain that they're in gives them a certain label, and they don't want that pain and they don't want that label. So let's start calling it out and say, hey, let's relieve that before you really become that. All right. Number four, trigger the desire for simplicity. Sometimes the way out just seems so complex, especially when people don't know what they're doing, they don't know what to choose, and all of that. Give them a simple out of pain relief. Okay. Give them a simple out. Describe your offer, describe your solution as simplicity, and describe the alternative as complexity. Okay. Number five, reveal the emotional drain of trial and error. Everybody knows, everybody feels, if you are human, there are things that you have tried and they tell you try again, but baby, you be tired, don't you? So there is this emotional drain that just really takes a toll on us when we keep trying something that we're not good at and we're not getting success with, especially if it has to do with pain. I've tried headache medicine, I've tried this, I've tried that. Somebody help me, I'm in pain, get me out, right? All right. Number six, show the emotional cost of failure fatigue. Okay. So you got emotional drain, but what about the emotional cost is as far as crushing your hope? Okay. Crushing that hope. Some of us, who was that? That was our president, right? Obama. The audacity of hope. Hope has a lot of power in it. Sometimes they say especially in movies, like when they have us fighting against aliens and all that kind of stuff, the earth is at the brink, but humanity has something nobody else has. It's hope, and it drives us to win, right? So when we lose hope, we usually die off, and so we want to catch them before they lose hope. All right, number seven, focus on the pressure cooker effect. Really explain to them what you know about how it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and they're about to pop, right? Really explain it, that you understand it, so that you can help them out of that before it overflows and gets way, way worse, right? So pressure cooker effect. And I don't forget, I said storytelling works really, really well with helping to build up that pressure cooker effect. Think about the books we like to read, the movies we like to watch. They have a pressure cooker effect. There's this crescendo of something happening until there is a relief. Okay. Number 8, turn noise into numbness. Okay. We understand that they've been doing stuff for so long and they're still in pain. And so they're about to mentally shut down. And we have to catch them before they mentally shut down. We have to explain to them the negatives of mentally shutting down. And the biggest one is life is not going to stop for you just because you decided to shut down, right? In fact, when you start to clue back in, things are probably going to be even worse. So why not try to solve it now before it gets to that point? And let us help you for the low price of whatever. Okay, so number 9, link pain to lost purpose. Okay. One thing about giving up hope and one thing about giving up shutting down and giving it up altogether is you now have lost your why, you lost your vision, you lost your mission. So we have to bring them back into that feeling that got them wanting to be out of pain in the first place. Okay. So that was link pain to lost purpose. Number 10, last but not least, reveal the loop of desperation. Okay. What does it look like when you start not just behaving like you're in pain, but really behaving like you're desperate to get out of pain? That is a different type of you, version of you, right? It's never going to be anything you're proud of. It's never going to be anything you would be doing if you were stable. So let's talk about that desperation and what it looks like for your client to stay in pain to the point that they just start doing anything to try to get out of pain, right? In my area of coaching, you know, people don't understand, they balk at, you know, high ticket coaching programs, but when you look at how much they done spent in a year through desperation and, you know, $40, $97, $197 digital products that they don't know how to use because they still don't have clarity, how much did you spend, ma'am, by the end of the year, right? That's what desperation looks like in my arena of coaching. So, what does it look like for your client in your niche? Okay. Cool. Let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, first, which emotion, frustration, overwhelm, or confusion is the top pain emotion that your people are feeling? And which of the two strategies for pain based strategies do you feel will raise the effectiveness of your emotional messaging to increase your sales?
Good morning.
Feel like I had
I
to call
feel
you
like
and unmute you. I was trying to see what was going on.
um nothing. So um I think that maybe overwhelm and
Mm-hmm.
also frustration, both of them, for my people, because they're tired of feeling like people don't hear them, and they're tired of not knowing what's going on, and yeah, they're still having to perform like everybody else had jobs. So I would say that out of the ones you gave me, I like number one, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, magnify the breaking point,
Yes.
because everybody's body breaks eventually. And then um, the I put an asterisk beside the pain to lost purpose, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I say that because I think about maybe like your family that you let down because maybe you couldn't work the way that you wanted to work to get them the things that you wanted because you're always sick, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like two of my things. Or maybe you can travel to places or do the things you wanted because you're always sick, always in bed, always
Yes.
trying to recover. So those are the things.
I like that for you. Um, Number 6 was show the emotional cost of failure, fatigue. But for
I
health,
meant
you should
nine.
definitely show the physical cost of failure, fatigue, right? Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people just think if they just stay in pain and if they can tough it out, they'll be okay. Like the pain is not that bad. But they don't understand that what is happening in their body when they stay in pain, like how something is further breaking down, and then it's going to get to that point where you have that pressure cooker, or it's going to get to that point to where you have a breaking point. But because they don't see it and it's physical, they don't always understand that it ain't going to stay the same. So you trying to get used to the pain at this level, it's not going to stay the same. Your body is being harmed and the harm is being compounded over time when you wait to get out of pain. So I think that that's a good one for you too.
Thank you, Shane.
Of course, of course. Look, had to show you a little love since I've been bothering you this morning. All right, let's
Oh,
go to Dr. Latoya Davis. First, which of the three top pain related emotions, frustration, overwhelm, or confusion, is felt most by your potential clients? And which two out of the 10 pain based strategies do you feel will raise the effectiveness of your emotional messaging to increase your sales?
So frustration is the emotion. And then out of the 10, I wasn't focused, even though I was committed to being focused. So I don't remember right now.
Okay.
Um,
You
yep.
trying to remember the number? Just tell me what you heard.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to, all of it, all of it. No, I ain't trying to remember them because I know I wasn't committed to. I wasn't committed to numbers, so I wasn't trying to remember
Uh-huh.
that.
Okay.
It was one where it was towards the end, so it was like um amplifying. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let me give
I
you
ain't
one.
got it.
It's okay. Let me give you one.
Okay.
So I like connect pain to identity for you because we understand that your ideal clients are currently in an identity they don't want to be in. And they have another
Oh,
one
that's
they
good.
want to walk into. And so when you just keep pressing that you don't want to be this, but it's what you are right now. Like how long are you gonna be that? Right? I think that's a good one for you. Um,
That's a
mirror
good
their
one. I didn't pick that one, but that's a good one.
Yeah, mirror their mental chaos. You already know what they have in mind or what they're going through when they're not able to live their best life. So I like that. And the pressure cooker effect. You know what I'm saying? Story tell how somebody, you just kept putting yourself off and you just kept putting yourself off and you just kept putting yourself off. And that's why they say that at the end of life, what people regret is never what they did, but always what they didn't do. Type of storytelling, to kind of drive the message home. Cool beans.
Yes. I didn't pick any of those three, but I loved all of those. So thank you.
No problem. Let's go to Cheryl. Cheryl, frustration, overwhelm, or confusion. Which of these top pain emotions do you feel like your potential clients feel? And which two of the 10 pain based strategies do you feel will raise the effectiveness of your emotional messaging to increase your sales? And if you're talking to us, Cheryl, you are muted. And if you sleep, we're going to go to Shawana. All right, we think Cheryl's snoozing. So we're going to go to Shawana Kennedy, Kennedy Media. Answer our question, Shawana Kennedy. I feel like y'all play too much. I'm gonna go to Kimberly then. Kimberly says she's not sure which for her customers. So if you guys remember, Kimberly has a foot care business, and her top product is a foot balm. Right. So I love the identity one for you, Kimberly, because nobody wants to be the ashy footed woman, right? Nobody wants to be the it just looked like you don't take care of yourself when your feet look like that, right? So yeah, crusty feet. Thank you, Dr. LaFera. That's a great one. I couldn't remember. So nobody wants to be the crusty footed woman. So I really feel like the connect pain to identity one would work very well to you. Let's see. Another one for you would be um I like to trigger the desire for simplicity too, because what we understand, if they didn't buy nothing else but that foot balm, they would have most of what they need to get them feet right, right? So they may be thinking they have to, use a 4 step something, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff when they can just have they can start with the balm to start seeing relief in no time for that, probably. Let me see if there's another one for you. Oh, reveal the loop of desperation. Yeah. So we see it online where these folks talking about put an onion on the foot, and that's not even for what they think it's for. Where they over here trying to use Listerine on their feet and all kind of things. So yeah, that desperation and the things that they trying that they think are home remedies that don't work. Yeah. So talk about some of that stuff that they're doing out of desperation because they don't seem to be able to find a cure like your solution. Dr. LaFera said, ashamed to get pedicures because they laugh when they're scraping them. Okay. And God forbid you got the translation earbuds. You're really understand how they tan you up. So yeah. Let's see. Is Cheryl or Shawana available to answer the question of the day? All right, we're gonna
No,
skip
I
over.
actually was talking. I'm my bad. I was here. I just was yes, I'm here and I am ready. When I think about my clients, they're usually overwhelmed. It's not
Yes.
that they're, some of them are not confused because they know they're brilliant. They just buried. They're buried under trying to actually do all the things. So, of course, because they be juggling everything, visibility is sometimes one of the things that gets lost. Because we know with a lot of people that I get to assist, they invest in tools, they invest in coaching, they invest in a lot of the things, but stuff do slip through the cracks. So when I was looking at the list of what you said, number three, connecting the pain to identity, and number, what was that? Number seven, the pressure cooker
Yeah,
effect.
that's number 7. Yep.
Yeah, the pressure cooker effect and connecting the pain with the identity.
Okay. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, so we're talking about emotional messaging, and we know that people are emotional buyers, but we also know that corporations spend a lot of money to figure out how to hit us in our emotions to get us to buy, right? Because nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. So yesterday we talked about fear-based emotions. Today we talked about pain-based emotions. Almost everybody talked about identity as a strategy. Tomorrow we're going deeper in identity-based emotions. So does anybody have any questions, any aha moments, or value adds for emotional messaging in your marketing? Do you understand the value of it? Are you looking forward to using it to increase your revenue? Do you kind of see how it works? And am I giving you enough tools to really use it to get some kind of change in your business? Does anybody want to come off the mic and say anything about that? Great. Well, let's go into our announcement. So, what's happening this week is directly after the morning show, I'm going to have an impromptu work session. Um, and so you guys can join me for that if you would like. If you're in the paid membership, you can. Dr. Latoya, I think in your messages you have the link. So I'll be doing that directly after the morning show. So join me if you would like. On Thursday, it is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It is our Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour. This is one of the only times you can bring to me the particular obstacles that are going on in your business. You don't have to wait for a blog post to hit it. You don't have to pay them $1,000 to talk to me to pick my brain. So get live coaching and get unstuck in your business. This is for the paid membership, but the free group can come in halfway through. So bring what's fucking up in your business so we can fix it over drinks. That's Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday is a get shit done work session from 1 p.m. Eastern Time to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, usually for the paid membership only, but a couple of times a month we allow the free group to come in. So that is on Friday. Saturday, we are having our workshop, our intensity boot camp. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I really I really am putting some good stuff in here, okay? So Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time is the Fall Boot Camp Intensive. Foo Fighters 2.0 is the unofficial name for it. But it is marketing to money workflow, fund your freedom. So let me share my screen. And I'm gonna show you an example of launching ugly. Y'all know we talked about this one week when we talked about how to get to the money faster. Launching ugly and stop trying to be a perfectionist when things aren't going right. All kind of problems with my WordPress. And I needed my WordPress so that you guys had a simple URL to go to. So go to shaycannon.com/fall, FALL, because it is our fall intensive, even though the season is not fall anymore. This was supposed to be the training I did in the fall. I'll do our winter training next month. But when you go to shaycannon.com/fall, just click anywhere in the square, and it's going to take you to the sales page that is usually housed on my WordPress. But WordPress was acting funky, so I had to put it in Go High Level. And you see this long link right here. It behooved me not to try to get y'all to record that link down. It's easier for you to go to shaycannon.com /fall. So you got disappearing bonuses, y'all. If you don't get in by tomorrow at midnight, you missed the super bonus. If you don't get in by Thursday at midnight, you miss the regular bonuses. If you don't get in by Friday, you're going to miss all of the discounts available. There's a discount available for the free group that I will be putting in the free group, your coupon code. There's a discount available for paid memberships. I'll put that in your Slack channel today. And for my affiliates, they have a different link that for the brand partners, but all links turn off at midnight on Friday. Okay. So what I need you to know is, so when you plug in, we're going to create a repeatable workflow during this workshop. Okay. And you're going to be able to position your offers for consistent and aligned income. You're going to be able to build a simple framework that supports your growth. Stop second guessing and start moving with strategy. Create a business that finally pays for the life that you desire. Because what we're going to do is we're going from lead to sales in a way that you can repeat it every month. Okay. Every month, you're going to be able to do this thing over and over again. And we're filling in every step of it. Okay. So you're going to capture leads with ease using strategic and front end assets. You're going to nurture trust without constantly churning out content because we're going to have specific content we're going to do. Build a sales system that converts without you constantly in launch mode. Turn your back end into a smooth revenue driving machine. Repurpose the whole thing again and again to hit your revenue and your money goals and put them on repeat. Okay, let's talk about these bonuses. Okay. If you go ahead and sign up by Wednesday, tomorrow at midnight, you're going to get the 2-hour super session that's going to happen on Sunday, the 26th, the day after, right? So this Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. You're also going to get a marketing to money project plan. I am going to have an Asana board that you can upload into your Asana that has all the things in it. And all you got to do is follow it, duplicate it, use it as a template, follow it every month. Okay. If you're not good with Asana, there's also going to be a Google Doc version of a project plan. Okay. Because I know all of y'all ain't that techy. Y'all, put it in Asana and you be like, okay, now what? Don't worry about it. I got you. Google Doc. Okay. So if you want both of those, you need to go ahead and sign up before midnight tomorrow. Okay, the regular bonuses. This is what's going to make it plug and play. Okay, if all you pay for is the regular price to come and you miss all of these bonuses, you will still learn how to do everything from start to finish, from lead to sales. You will learn how to do everything. However, if you want it to be plug and play, where you're not using your brain to get some of this stuff done, then guess what? You don't want to miss these bonuses. Okay, so with prompts for customization, offer optimizer custom GPT, a no-code high-value lead magnet app that you can create in minutes. Okay. Sales objection buster custom GPT, sales page dominator custom GPT, and plus even more custom GPT prompts to get all of your written copy done for all of the things we're putting together, because we're going to put together about 3 funnels, just so that you know. Okay. And guess what? You're not going to have to worry about doing writing for it. Okay. Because I'm going to have it for you. Now let's talk about these discounts. Regular price is $297, even though this workshop is valued at $597. Brand partners are getting it for $197, so they're saving $100. If you're in the free group, I'm going to give you a coupon code that's going to help you save $170. You'll only pay $127. Paid members will only pay $97, so they're saving $200. Okay, so go to shaycannon.com/fall FALL. Okay, it's going to take you to Shawana. Tell my in. That's crazy. Okay, so Yeah, it's gonna take you to the sales page. That was my backup in Go High Level, but this is gonna be a really good one, especially if you took Foo Fighters 1.0. Because another thing I'm gonna give you as a bonus is access and reminders from the Foo Fighters 1.0, okay? Because that was revolutionary in itself. But also, if you were in the summer boot camp really gave you clarity around everything and helped you to set up everything as a foundation. This fall boot camp is taking it from that clarity that you got, and now we're about to run with that clarity and get stuff done, okay? So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. ShayCannon.com/fall, FALL. If you need coupon codes before I publish them, just inbox me and I'll send it to you. Kind of like Shawana's LaRude, but asked for the code and she didn't already bought hers. So, yeah, that is the workshop that is happening Saturday. And I will be reminding you of the disappearing bonuses and expiration dates and all of that all week long. All right, guys. This has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and Brown female online service based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. Find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon. Plus, get links to resources like how to join the free business mastermind group and how to get the show notes with all the strategies in it from today and recent past episodes. Go to the description below. If you have not already, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, give us a thumbs up and like this episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Also, today's episode is just one out of a 4 video series, so check out the other videos, all right? Those in the paid group, don't forget, directly after this, I am hosting an impromptu work session. So join me. I'm going to drop the link in the Slack channel. All right, guys, have a great day. Guess what else?